I'm Tim Orwig, a reporter for the Killeen Daily Herald, and I'm talking to Daren Moore, who is the County Commissioner in Coryell County, Precinct 2, and he's seeking re-election in the primary next week. Daren, thanks for being with us.
Thank you, Tim. Appreciate the opportunity to be here.
What are the responsibilities of a county commissioner?
Well, the county commissioners, there's 4 commissioners in each county, in each county of the state, and they're charged with various things from being responsible for the roads and bridges in the county to adopting a budget and setting the tax rate for the county. In between that, there's just numerous daily things that come about. In our county, with the unit system in place, perhaps the main responsibility of the commissioners is to adopt the budget, which is a several month-long process, and then set the tax rating accordingly to be able to operate.
Why are you the best qualified candidate to be the commissioner in Precinct 2, do you think?
I feel like that there's several things that make me the best candidate. First of all, I'm been a resident of Coryell County for my lifetime. I'm a 5th generation resident of the county, born there and educated there, and all my family is from Coryell County. But beside from that, I have an understanding of what the needs are in the county. I feel like I can communicate with people. People feel that they can communicate with me, and I think that's a lot of what makes someone the best candidate. That they're approachable and reachable, and I certainly can be reached at any time of the day or night, and they do that.
What do you think is the biggest issue facing the county right now?
The biggest issue, there's more than one issue. There's various issues. I think part of our biggest issue at this time is growth, and growth is something that's good, but with growth comes issues associated with that sometimes can be problems. So I think good growth is great, and planning for that growth. With growth comes the need for more law enforcement. It comes the need for jail space, which we're lacking. But it also just needs to be a time for planning and long-range planning, short-term and long-range.
Aside from building a new jail, what are some of the things that can be done to ease the crowding in the county jail?
I think that a lot of those things are being done now. They're going to take some time to catch hold, if you will, but there are efforts being made within our local court system that I think is being responded to. So I think we're being able to appreciate some of that now. There's several things that go into that, and they all sort of have to work together. But as far as finding a solution, there's not a solution for it, but not one particular one. But it does take teamwork, and everybody is doing their part in that.
On construction of a new jail, you voted to delay it until 2017, and some people are pushing to have it done earlier than that. Explain why you think it should be done in 2017.
I did respectfully vote against the jail initiative as it was proposed. I am not opposed to a jail. I'm certainly in favor of a jail. However, I think that we need to do the proper planning for that. We've done some planning. We've consulted with an architect. We've got the plans. We even have a location. However, we have failed to financially plan for that, and that is going to be the first thing. If I was in business, which this is the business of the county, I feel like we have to financially plan for that. And I'm not saying we have failed with that, but we have not done that in the proper time. So I think that's something that we should have been doing for several years, and knowing that this issue was up and coming and is growing. So we've not done that. We just started doing that last budget year. We set aside 2 cents of the tax rate to not only build a savings account for the jail, but to increment the tax rate at a 1 cent or 2 cent per year rate, to where when we do build a new jail, we don't have a 10 to 13, 14 cent jump from one tax year to the next. So I think that becomes especially important when I consider what that does to somebody that is, for example, 64 years old, 63 years old, and they are being faced with, or they have the opportunity to take advantage of the over 65 tax freeze. So you have someone that is 64 years old that could be charged with 13 cents more of a tax rate for the rest of their life, as opposed to somebody that's a month older than them, and they have a much lower tax rate. So there's lots of variables. I think the fair way to plan for the jail is to implement a tax rate over a period of years that will, again, increment it slowly. Just build towards whatever it's going to take to satisfy the debt and operation of that jail. I think it's the only fair and responsible way to plan for that project.
During your years on the Commissioner's Court, what's been your one achievement that you're most proud of?
I think there's the most important thing. I think probably the annex situation that we have had the opportunity, and I do think it was a great opportunity for the county to work with a financial institution there in Gatesville to be able to expand our facilities, which we're just like the jail, we're out of space in the county to operate, and so I think that's been a great accomplishment that's just recently come to pass, and so that's really afforded a lot of the departments to have more space across the board, and there's more of those opportunities in the future, and we're in discussion about that. However, a lot of that's in an executive session and really not able to expand on that.
What else would you like to say to the voters heading into the election? What else would you like to tell them?
Well, I want, in visiting with people over the last 2 months, I feel that, quite honestly, there's a little bit of a disconnect between the business of the county, the business of the Commissioner's Court, what we do, and what people learn, what they hear. And I think the communication piece is something that I would like to see handled maybe a little differently, a little better. So I don't know exactly how to accomplish that. I'm trying to, people have asked me, well, why don't you send out some type of quarterly newsletter? So I would like to be able to offer that in some way to people, just so that they can communicate with us and that we can communicate to the public. This is what the issues are. How do you feel about them? Because quite honestly, not everybody's able to come to Commissioner's Court. We meet at 9 o'clock on Monday mornings, and people have to make a living, they have to work. And so I think that's one of the things that I would like to be able to do in the future, is to just have a little better rapport with people, with the public.
Commissioner Moore, thank you for being with us
Tim,
today.
thank you. I appreciate your time.